Uganda is looking for a lead investor to develop an estimated $2 billion oil refinery that will be able to handle 60,000 barrels of crude each day. The tender comes 2 weeks after Uganda issued its first oil production license to China's Sinopec Limited, raising the country's profile in the global energy market.
We have concluded the extraction agreement with one Chinese company, and we have invited proposals for the refinery.
With the country's oil fields believed to contain up to 3.5 billion barrels of crude, Energy Ministry officials say the refinery stands to benefit the region as a whole.
We agreed on doing a 60,000 barrel per day refinery that would not only serve this country but also the neighboring countries. You are well aware that the neighbors like Eastern Congo, Rwanda, Burundi get their products through here. So this planned refinery will target those markets that we can very easily capture without any competition.
Uganda is new to the dynamics of the oil industry, and so the state has employed the services of U.S. investment company Taylor DeJong in handling the bidding process, which will be complete around February 2014. The deputy head of the Petroleum Exploration and Production Department, Robert Kasande, explains.
We hired a transaction advisor so that we would get the right support in terms of an investor who has the expertise but also the capacity to have financing for this project. In this consortium or this individual, we are looking for technical expertise, somebody who has ever operated a refinery of similar capacity or even larger, but also somebody who is able to attract both equity and project financing through debt.
The energy sector has recently been dogged by irregularities in the bidding process for the construction of the Hoima Power Dam project. With billions of dollars at stake in the bidding process for the construction of the refinery, questions of transparency inevitably spring up.
I've heard about the challenges that Hoima went through, and this ministry is now addressing this project with the highest level of transparency. The oil industry is very complex. The players are big. If you mess around, you'll be in big trouble. So what we have ensured that, first of all, that things don't go wrong. We've already been working with the PPDA to ensure that the process we're taking forward is acceptable to them.
Two other vital questions also will need to be addressed as the ambitious project is undertaken. First, matters of environment.
We have a lot of precedents to learn from. One of them is what you mentioned in Nigeria. And we visited Nigeria and we've seen the challenges. Nigeria started its oil operations when it didn't have policies, when it didn't have legal regime. We've ensured that those legal regime and policies are put in place. And one of the key objectives in our policy is the protection of the environment and biodiversity.
And also how the common Ugandan and local industry stands to benefit from the refinery.
For instance, the people who are leaving the land where we're going to put this refinery, they have, by the way, had their prayer that we don't resettle them, that they don't go very far from where they have been living. We're encouraging them through this training that we're undertaking right now to start being productive, producing, gearing to supplying this refinery with agricultural products.
The government secured 29 square kilometers of land for the refinery in the western district of Hoima and will hand it over to the winning bidder by April next year after compensating affected residents. Uganda, which has sub-Saharan Africa's biggest oil reserves after Nigeria, Angola and South Sudan, is expected to reach plateau oil production of around 200,000 to 230,000 barrels a day by 2020.